Revelation 2568. From the 30th November and the 1st of December 1942. Divine Intervention. When the day comes, the Lord Himself will intervene in the chaos of devastation, which is becoming ever worse due to human will. And this intervention will bring about an end to the wrestling of nations, even though it is against people's will, for whom this end does not seem very successful. The world is caught in an error. It believes that it can determine earthly development itself and does not consider the will of the power which controls everything in heaven and on earth. It does not consider that it will express itself in due course, that is, that it will oppose people's will if it completely acts against divine will. As soon as the most powerful will is no longer acknowledged and respected, he expresses himself, and this in a way which has a sensitive effect on people, that is, which directs their earthly life in a different direction and destroys all earthly plans and hopes. Humanity has to be reminded again that it is powerless against the Creator of heaven and earth, that His will alone rules, and that humanity's unkind behavior will result in a just punishment. People shrink from nothing and seek to destroy each other. This completely contradicts the human being's destiny to live a life of love on earth. Divine justice now intervenes in human will by striking humanity with the same what its will allowed to become action. By giving free rein to the elements of nature, and these accomplish a work of destruction of far greater magnitude in order to show people a higher will. For people have lost all faith in a higher power. And because they fear no power above them, they unhesitatingly resort to the most unloving means in order to create their supposed right. They misuse their free will, which was given to them to work in love, to redeem themselves from the bonds of the one who is devoid of all love. But they are of service to Him, they carry out His will, in a manner of speaking they give themselves to Him as His representatives on earth. They are in bondage to Him and He completely controls them, and thus He uses them to destroy what God had brought into being, in order to destroy all kinds of creations. God gave everything its purpose, but God's adversary drives people who are in bondage to Him to prematurely destroy these creations so that they cannot complete their purpose. And people willingly carry out their destiny. They outdo themselves in unkindness and fear no power which could call them to account. Humanity is disenchanted. It is so far from God that only a violent intervention can guide its thinking differently, and thus it draws on this divine intervention itself. God, in His kindness and gentleness, does not yet allow it to be a punitive judgment, for He takes pity on humanity, which lies in deep bondage. He does not want to destroy but help. He does not want to destroy but bring help, and His wisdom chooses the only means which is certainly very painful but can nevertheless bring success. He shows Himself in His might and strength, He speaks with a brazen voice, He expresses Himself so powerfully that the human being is forced to think, yet God does not force the human being's will. And therefore only a small part will recognize Him in this natural event because they want to recognize Him. But God's adversary takes possession of the others, they serve Him and are lost for eternity. Amen.